A Toronto condo owner recently opened a letter from their building's board. Inside, a fee increase notice. Not 3%, not 5%, 28% in a single year. And here's the thing, this wasn't even the worst story making the rounds in the city right now. According to data published by the Condominium Authority of Ontario, reserve funds in 69% of condo buildings across the province are considered inadequate. That means most condo buildings are essentially running short on savings, and when they run short, the cost doesn't just disappear. It gets passed directly to owners. So today we're looking at a question a lot of Toronto buyers are asking in 2026. Is owning a condo actually cheaper to maintain than owning a house? The answer is more complicated than most people think, and the numbers might genuinely surprise you.
Let's start with what people are actually paying. According to Wahi, a Toronto real estate data platform, they analyzed more than 1,500 condo buildings across the Greater Toronto Area and found that median monthly maintenance fees for a one-bedroom unit range anywhere from $533 to over $1,039 per month. That's just for one-bedroom units, and some buildings are already past that upper limit. In 2024, the waterfront building at 33 Harbor Square, a building that dates back to the late 1970s, had the highest median maintenance fee for a one-bedroom at $1,039 per month. The Shangri-La on University Avenue, one of the city's luxury towers, also crossed the $1,000 mark at $1,026 per month. To be clear, that's on top of your mortgage and your property taxes. You're not getting out of those. According to data from House Index and the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, the average GTA condo price hit $604,759 in January 2026. If you put 20% down on that and finance the rest at around 3.69% over 25 years, your mortgage payment is roughly $2,500 a month. Then add $600 to $1,000 in maintenance fees, then add property taxes. Some condo owners in this city are staring at total monthly carrying costs between $3,500 and $4,200 for a unit that might be 600 square feet. And those fees have been rising. According to data cited by the Toronto Star and reported through real estate law firms tracking the condo market, the average Toronto condo fee in 2020 was about 73 cents per square foot, or around $475 a month for a 650 square foot unit. By 2023, fees had climbed through 3 consecutive annual increases, leaving owners of that same unit paying roughly $620 more per year than they were just 3 years earlier. Across the GTA, according to multiple brokerage and industry reports as of early 2026, fees are rising at 3 to 5% annually on average, but that's the average. In some buildings, especially newer ones, the jumps are far steeper.
Here's where it gets tricky for buyers who thought they were getting a deal. Developers have a well-known habit of setting maintenance fees artificially low to make units easier to sell. Toronto realtor Keenan Youssef, speaking to Now Toronto in March 2026, explained it plainly. Newer condos often start with low maintenance fees, but increases of 20 to 30% in the first few years are common. His exact words were, theoretically, it can go up by 20 to 30%, which is not uncommon for a lot of newer condos in their first few years. Why does this happen? Ontario's Condominium Act requires that every condo corporation maintain a reserve fund, essentially a savings account for big repairs down the road. But the minimum contribution set by law, which is around 10% of the operating budget, is widely regarded as nowhere near enough by industry experts at CCI Toronto and other organizations. So, buildings start life already behind. When the first proper reserve fund study comes in and shows the real picture, fees jump to compensate. New buildings under 10 years old in Toronto are now typically charging $1 to $1.50 per square foot per month, according to Alloway Property Group's 2026 condo fee breakdown. For a 600 square foot condo, that's $600 to $900 a month in fees, right out of the gate. And on top of steady fee increases, there's something else owners have to worry about: special assessments.
A special assessment is a one-time charge that a condo board can impose on every unit owner without asking for owner approval when the reserve fund runs short. And according to the Condominium Authority of Ontario, boards have the legal authority to do exactly that under the Condominium Act. These are not small numbers. A North York building reportedly imposed a $70,000 per unit special assessment for parking garage repairs after its reserve fund was depleted, according to a case documented by Allowaway Property Group in February 2026. Toronto Condo News had documented years of similar cases, noting that buildings aging past 15 years see costs spike dramatically, and peak repairs typically come after 30 years. Major line items include elevator replacements, window replacements, garage waterproofing, and facade repairs, each of which can run into the millions of dollars for a mid-size building. Toronto Condo News put it simply: estimates of underfunding in condo corporations run as high as 70% of all buildings. That's not a fringe problem, that's a structural one. The Auditor General of Ontario's own review of reserve fund studies found that 69% had inadequate amounts set aside, with contribution levels needing to rise by an average of 50% to reach a safe level. So when people buy a condo and see fees of $500 a month, they're often not seeing the full picture. In many buildings, that number is going up, by law, by necessity, and by deferred costs that can no longer be ignored.
Now let's look at the other side of this. Single-family homes in Toronto come with their own costs, and they're real. The standard rule in the industry is to budget 1 to 3% of your home's value annually for maintenance. On a home valued at $1 million, which is not unusual in Toronto, that's $10,000 to $30,000 per year, or roughly $833 to $2,500 a month. The big ticket items are what drive that number up. A full roof replacement in Toronto in 2026 typically runs between $7,000 and $20,000, depending on the size and materials, according to multiple roofing contractors and HomeStar's market data. A furnace replacement ranges from $3,500 to $7,500 for most Toronto homes in 2026, according to HVAC contractors across the GTA. A water heater, new windows, a basement waterproof job, these are not rare events over a 20 or 25-year ownership period. They're just part of the deal. The City of Toronto also introduced a 2.2% property tax hike for 2026, which adds roughly $91 per year on a home assessed at $692,140. Modest, but stacked on top of everything else. Water rates went up 3.5%, hydro rates rose 4.8% as of late 2024. So yes, houses cost money. The difference is that house maintenance costs are unpredictable but controllable. You can defer a paint job. You can shop 3 quotes on a roof. You can choose not to renovate this year. What you can't do with a condo is vote against a special assessment or ignore a fee increase. Under Ontario law, the board sets the number and owners pay it.
Here's where things stand in June 2026. CIBC and Urbanation Research found that 77% of Toronto investors who own newer condos with mortgages are losing money every single month. Negative cash flow averaging $597 per month. Many of those investors are now selling, which is part of why active condo listings across the GTA hit 17,975 units in early 2026. Condo prices are down 9.8% year over year and down 14 to 20% from the 2022 peak, depending on the building. The fees didn't cause this collapse on their own, but they contributed to it. Because when monthly costs keep climbing and the market isn't appreciating, the math stops working. For buyers making decisions right now, the real lesson isn't that condos are bad or that houses are better. It's that the sticker price on a condo listing tells you almost nothing about what it's actually going to cost to own. A $630,000 condo with $900 in monthly fees and an underfunded reserve fund can get expensive fast. The numbers don't care how nice the lobby looks. Everyone watching the Toronto market right now, buyers, sellers, and investors, is going to want to keep tracking this one.